3-minute rounds. Chris Blake against Ian John Lewis. And Ian John Lewis will be the first man we see. Ranked 8 by Boxing Weekly. The 4 defeats. One of them was at the hands of Trevor Smith. Trevor Smith beat Nicky Hughes, and Nicky Hughes beat Chris Blake, Ian John Lewis's opponent tonight. So some sort of form line somewhere there, perhaps.
Yeah, Chris Blake's been around the scene a long time. Nicky Hughes beat him as an amateur in the London ABA finals way back, and boxed him again as a professional. And they're both like still pushing for welterweight honours, so that just gives you a show of their longevity in the fight game.
Well, Ian John Lewis, the man protecting his position tonight at number 8 in the British rankings, but as we'll see in a moment, Chris Blake, here he comes. When we take a look at his ring record, we'll see he's ranked a few notches below his opponent.
I know he's a former opponent of mine, walking to the ring with Chris Blake, Pat Doherty, who's a good fighter in his own right.
Here comes Chris Blake. Literally just a couple of miles down the road from where Croydon he's come from.
Bit of a local derby, eh, Dave?
Just a touch.
Always adds a bit of spice.
I tell you, it says something for London fight fans when you realise that in South London here tonight we've got one European fight up at Wembley, we've got another, Paul Hodkinson defending his European title. London fight fans turning out in force.
Introducing in the red corner with the red and white shorts from Gillingham, Ian John Lewis.
Good reception. Obviously a very popular young man.
And his opponent in the blue corner with the black shorts from Croydon, Chris Blake.
I hope we get through a round.
One always
At the
applause.
weigh-in at 11 o'clock today, Lewis scaled at 10 stone 8 3/4 pounds, Blake 10 stone 8 3/4 pounds. Your referee for this contest is Roy Francis and your timekeeper, Rob Edgeworth.
So nothing in it weight-wise. Roy Francis doing the honours again.
Local pride coming into it as well, Dave, as well as the obvious thing of professionalism to get a good win under their belt, because obviously the winner of this can go on to bigger and better things.
That's right. Chris Blake, as I say, he's ranked a few notches below, so he's the one who will be looking to score a point in more ways than one tonight. This is scheduled for 8.
Seconds out.
And as I say, bearing in mind what we've seen already tonight, let's hope we get through more than one round on this.
I don't think Chris Blake's ever been in a bad fight, so I think we could have something.
I don't think either boy has, actually. John Lewis in the red and white, and Blake in the black.
No feeling out process, both go straight into it.
Well, Ian John Lewis has won his last 2 fights inside a round. Maybe the sequence tonight will continue.
Big left uppercut from Lewis off the ropes there, cool.
Blake took it well.
Instructions from Lewis's corner to stick to the boxing, which
Yeah,
could be a good ploy.
We've got Charlie Magri literally just about a foot away from us. Well, Lewis has got the fancier jab, the better reach. But Blake hasn't allowed him to settle in this round. He's come in inside and he's hustled and he's bustled and he's broken up Lewis's rhythm.
Yeah, it's been a very good opening round. In fact, I just shade it to Blake, actually.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Jim.
He's really committed himself totally. He's come out with the same attitude as Sean coming in the previous contest to be the governor. So far, I'd say he's succeeded. Lewis coming back with some good, solid shots of his own there, Dave. Quality punches.
He's tucking up well, and he's tied Blake up at the end of that round as he tried to come inside.
Good opening, man. The expression.
I'll still shade that round, Blake.
Yeah, definitely. The expression on the face of Ian John Lewis, who sat on his stall, was one of saying it's going to be a long, hard night. I think he's right.
Well, for the first time this evening, the girl carrying the ring card, there you go. She gets a chance to come in the ring. Her big moment.
She's won plenty of fans already.
And we're in the Blake corner now. He fought exactly the right sort of fight that opening round. Corner in the ring, getting in close.
Corners, 10 seconds.
And doing some good body work. And both these men have got a good punch. So this could be a very, very tough fight. And one in which it is difficult to pick a winner. Wasn't even a clear favourite before the off. Once again, Blake comes swarming in, trying to get through that jab, work to the body. I've got to say, Ian John Lewis looks in magnificent condition there. Absolutely super.
Yeah, they both look in good shape, but Lewis in particular got that nice cut about his body. Chris Blake, very, very strong, tough guy, throwback style fighter. For our viewers watching in Canada, I'd be interested to know Chris Blake once fought a tremendous battle with the great Sean O'Sullivan in Canada, so I'm sure that would give you a view of how strong the boy really is.
Second round pretty much following the pattern of the first. Ian John Lewis trying to get the jab to work. And Chris Blake, for his part, trying to come inside it. Spoil, work to the body.
These are the type of fights that the crowd love to see. I've seen Chris Blake in these over and over again, and it's a war of attrition. And he battles all the way and he wins most of them. But John Lewis is class fighter and coming back for good shots of his own now.
Don't get the idea that Ian John Lewis is just a stylist who likes to jab. If it comes to mixing it, he'll be quite happy to do that. Doesn't want to take too many of them, though.
She's turning into a war.
Two good right hands from Blake. I'll tell you, Jim, we're going to see if anybody's got a suspect chin tonight.
They've both really tested each other right.
Oh, a good left hand. And that was right on the button. Blake, the knees just went momentarily.
Another good uppercut as well. He's deceptively strong here, John Lewis. Because Chris Blake's very strong. And looks it as well, but they're coming back with bombarding each other with leather. Absolutely cracking fight.
And Ian John Lewis saying, right, you want to fight? Okay, we'll stand toe to toe. This is a much better round for the boy in the red and white. I've given him that run.
Yes, that's 1-0. It certainly isn't one for the purists, as one would say, and you know, it's all even Stevens after 2 rounds with everything to go for. Good battle.
It's one of those fights, Jim, that you reckon will all come down in the end to stamina, to will to win, and of course the ability to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, you know, technically they look as good as one another. Both throw good quality shots and both throw plenty of them. They both want to win in a big way. They're local boys, and it could well come down to the stamina side of things in the later rounds. At the moment, it's level pegging. Both rounds have been sit on the fence touches.
A real little huddle in the red corner. Ian John Lewis, Charlie Magri, former world flyweight champion, on the right. Another Canadian touch. He lost to Ian Clyde, wasn't it, in the Olympics?
Yeah, you know, Charlie Magri boxed in Olympic Games for
in Montreal.
Great Britain in Montreal, and Ian Clyde, the Canadian flyweight banger, done a right hook, which Charlie got on the wrong end of. And Charlie's one of the big favourites from our country to pull a medal off.
This really is turning into a toe-to-toe brawl. And Roy Francis says to them, just calm down a little bit, lads. Let's not go mad.
Fight's developing a pattern now of a lot of slugging and infighting, Americanised style, which is loved by the crowd.
Lewis takes a couple. A couple of strong boys, these.
Now this is what you term in the boxing game a war. Good quality shots from Lewis inside, really getting through 1 or 2 block-busting left hooks and right uppercuts to the body.
This is the sort of fight that afterwards both boys will turn to their managers and say, what did you fix me up with him for?
I'll tell you what, Dave, these are the type of fights that are lovely to watch, but when you're in them, sheer graft, it's real hard graft, believe me.
I'll take your word for it, Jim. You've done it.
Well, that goes off to both these boys. It's very early in the fight, it's only round 3, and they throw more punches than some people do in 15.
And they've both got through this round. Blake earlier in the round got through with a couple of good lefts. And now John Lewis comes back. This is, I tell you, it's going to be one difficult fight for Roy Francis to figure out the points total if it goes the full trip.
Lewis is very accurate with the right hand. He's got through once or twice, but full credit to Blake. He takes a good shot and he's kept marching forward. This has been another good round for Ian John Lewis so far. He's got through with a cleaner and better artillery.
Ooh, the right hand from Blake lands again. And I tell you this, if he catches Ian John Lewis coming onto one of those right-handers, the boy from Gillingham in Kent will be in a little bit of trouble.
No question. You can see the strength up close. You're almost in there with him. You can see the power, particularly of Chris Blake in a physical fight. He strives on it.
In the corner with Ian John Lewis. A little blood coming from the nose. It's one tough fight, this one.
They're not yet halfway through it, so obviously both boys must be in tremendous shape because they've gone off at a hell of a good pace, so they must know they can sustain it, both knowing that one another is durable. So you can look forward to another.
Those are those right hands, or one of them that I was telling you about. Lewis forced to hold. Chris Blake looks perhaps marginally the fresher.
Chris Blake's a very good-looking boy, and you wouldn't realise he's been in so many tough wars. The guy's got a heart as big as a lion, and he's shown it yet again tonight.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Fought for the British light world title before as Chris Blake. Lloyd Christie stopped him in a round, but he's come on a bit since then. I think that title fight came a little bit too soon for him, because he's greatly come on since then. Ian John Lewis, got to use that reach somehow. Ian John Lewis, the boy in red and white, Blake in black. Lewis trying to open up in this fourth round. He's become succeeding. And for the first time, Blake just forced to take a couple of backward steps, regroup.
That was a sensible move there as well. He looked like he'd taken a bit of a jolt there and just getting his senses back. The old Chris Blake would have kept marching, but you know, experience is a great leveller.
Well, Blake trying to use the jab now, and that, I don't know, I'm not sure whether that's a tactic I'd agree with, because if he tries to jab, he'll get out jabbed, because Lewis's reach infinitely longer.
Blake coming back with some good shots when he's inside there, up close, whacking around the side of the ribs and switching it over the top, as he did there.
Shows a thinking approach. He's trying to come in behind the jab. Tucking up well, protecting his body. And just forcing Lewis onto the ropes, into a neutral corner.
This has been a good round so far. Chris Blake is starting to get through one or two whacking body shots. I'm sure they must be taking some kind of effect on Ian John Lewis.
If nothing else, Jim, they'll be slowing him down.
They're both aching in the morning, that's for sure. They both know they've been in some kind of battle the night before. Both fighters remaining passive and expressionless on their faces. Absolutely no signs given away by either fighter. That's real good professionalism.
Head's just got a little bit close then. Roy Francis breaks him up.
Lewis coming back now with a couple of jolting shots of his own.
Oh, good right hand.
Yeah, he tagged him there, it's a good shot.
And another.
It's been his best weapon the whole fight, actually, Dave, right from the off, the right hand over the top. I'm sure both boys are feeling the pace. They really have gone at it from the off.
Just funny you should say that, Jim. I thought that just a little bit of the spring was going out of Chris Blake in this round. He's taken some good headshots.
He always seems to finish the round a little bit stronger, the other fella, Ian John Lewis, because Chris starts the round so quick and seems to run out of steam just a little bit quicker than Ian John Lewis. Another tough round.
Well, if any boy has fallen down on the training, this fight will surely show that deficiency up. And just looking, yeah, just a little bit. The pace starting to tell just a wee bit on Chris Blake. Now you can see that.
Yeah, he really has fired on all cylinders right from round one. And halfway through the contest, I'm sure he has felt the way he's been going through the gears. He really has stayed in top gear all the way through, and you can't run a car in top gear at 100 miles an hour for too long.
Now at this stage, I'd have to say that Ian John Lewis here looks just a little bit more composed.
There's Charlie Magri giving the advice to Ian John Lewis. We was talking about earlier on his
Corners, 10 seconds.
Canadian battle with Ian Clyde.
Well, I've given the first and third to Blake, the second and fourth to Lewis. So we're halfway through, and I can't split them at the moment. This promotion of the National Sports Centre, promoted jointly by Barry Hearns Matchroom and Frank Maloney, and a good crowd too.
John Lewis trying to change tactics now, obviously on corner instructions to go behind left hand and use his feet a little bit more. Could be a good tactic. Toe to toe with Blake is hard work.
Well, if Lewis reckons he is the fitter of these two boys, the answer obviously is keep the pace up, make that fitness advantage tell. Well, the heads are banging around a bit.
You know, toe to toe when they stand there like that, I'd say it's like what we'd call a war of attrition, and I'd have to tip Blake to come out on top in that type of battle. But Lewis looks different class when he uses long-range shots and starts thinking about what he's doing. That's not to say I'm sitting on the fence, Dave.
I believe you, I believe you.
This is a slugging match, as hard as I've seen for a long time. Credit to both boys, it's all been very clean and very sporting. It's made the referee's job quite comfortable for him.
Well, I hope those of you watching this on TSN in Canada are enjoying it, and I hope it's putting paid a little bit to the myth that British boys can be a soft touch in the ring. Believe me, this the bill you're seeing tonight by no means unusual.
Blake certainly marching on now.
This round, perhaps without quite the fire of the preceding four, but that's understandable. I can see blood, there's a cut somewhere. I think that's coming exclusively from Ian John Lewis's nose.
Another tough round, but I think Chris Blake may have nicked that one. Sit on the fence, Dave, call it even, you can't go wrong.
I'm sitting on the fence that round, Jim.
Ain't a bad judge, mate.
Ian John Lewis corner, you've got to do some work on the nose, because, as we've told you before, although a nose injury is not the worst thing in the world, what happens is the knock-on effect. Your nose fills with blood, you can't breathe, so your mouth comes open, and when your mouth comes open, if you take a shot on the jaw, that can lead to a broken jaw, and I've got a feeling the nose might be broken, Jim, the way they're treating it at the moment.
Yeah, you know, it's been took one or two really good shots from Chris Blake, and the nose is certainly leaking plenty of blood, and obviously it's going to make breathing very, very difficult. And as you said about the jaw, you know, I'm a person who's experienced a broken jaw, and that's the same thing. Mouth open, you get it, and it will crack.
The nose.
He looks at some discomfort, Ian John Lewis.
I think the nose might be broken. It's got very swollen. The way they were treating it, not so much treating the nostrils, but putting the ice pack on the bridge of the nose. I reckon that might be broken.
It's been called
Jim.
off, Dave.
Yeah, it's all over. You're right, Jim. What a shame. What a tragedy it has to end like that. A cut as well on the bridge of the nose. Oh, that's sad.
Good respect from both fighters here, Dave. That's nice to see. Both boys congratulating each other on giving each other a hard time.
Well, that is so sad for Ian John Lewis. Both boys cut a little bit. The cut on the bridge of the nose, I'm not, as I say, I'm not convinced that nose isn't broken.
Little nick on Chris Blake's eye there as well. Little nick on Chris Blake's left eye.
I could not separate them after 5 rounds, and what a shame that Chris Blake has to win in that way, and what a shame Ian John Lewis has to lose in that way.
Referee Roy Francis has stopped the contest. Ian John Lewis had a very badly cut right eye. Ladies and gentlemen,
well, there you go, cut right on a possible broken nose. What a shame. But a good win, and we mustn't take anything away.
And ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation please for a very good loser.
Yeah, very, very good performance from Chris Blake. And sympathies for Ian John Lewis.
Well, the fight coming up after the break, the one that